I'm your host, Bar. Rest in peace, Mr. Magic. Yeah, I just wanted to say something to my followers, yo. Let me know in which ways you think I can improve on delivering my content. I could take constructive criticism. All right. But one thing you're gonna always get here, you're gonna get the real. You ain't getting no made up shit over here. That's one thing I could guarantee. Yo, when I was on the street, I never liked adding shit to my work to stretch it, which I could have done many a times. So that was just that would be me lying to the customer if I'm stretching my shit. All I gave him was Coke and baking soda. So that's what I'm giving y'all, just straight Coke and baking soda. Y'all got a special guest on the line. What's up, special guest? Introduce yourself.
Hey, grand rising to the audience. I go by the name of Chief Elder Horace Canty, but they know me as Horace in the projects. Some know me as Turtle. Some know me as Heavy Lee. Leave it to my son Hassan. He called me Heavy Lee all still today.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm from 234 Sand Street, born and raised right there in 234 Sand Street. Come out of Brooklyn Hospital, straight back to 234 Sand Street.
Okay.
And hey, Farragut is my life. That's my history. That's where I started. No longer there, but hey, I still there.
Yo,
I
but
left a mark.
so let me go to my interaction with you first, right? So check it. I remember being like a young kid, about 12, 13. Yeah, I used to see you walking past my building going to the train station with a big ass 357 on your hip. You remember that?
Oh, most definitely. I had to take the train because there was nowhere to park in Manhattan.
So you didn't even know you had people watching. Yeah, I used to look at you walking by, saying to myself then early, yeah, I want to be just like that dude, because you be walking past looking like you ain't taking no shit from nobody.
Well, you had to realize something, but it was like I was young. I got my gun permit when I was 21 years old. You know, so I was a little cocky, but I wasn't cocky because I was always trying to be on the down low,
Yeah,
you know, because I had been through my addictions and everything else, you know.
yeah,
So, but yeah, I never knew that until you told me, and I was like, hey, I'm glad I made an impact in somebody's life,
yeah, 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 yeah. I remember that, yo. That's why I'm talking about it. That's a memory of mine as a young dude. Now, fast forward, I grew up. I'm on the streets running hard body. You know what I mean? Now, an altercation happened between us, right?
Yeah, I would call it an altercation.
Nah, but it was funny because look, now here I go. Well, I think I was about 18 then. But I already knew who you was, and I knew you knew my mother, you knew my pops, you knew my uncle, you knew my whole family. You know what I'm saying? So let me explain what happened that day. So me and my man George, rest in peace to George from 111. People that know George, yo, George, I don't think you knew George. You ever knew him, Horace?
No, no, I thought you was with 50.
Oh, nah, I wasn't with 50 that day. It was my man George. So me and George was kicking it on the corner, and soon as we finished talking, he goes to walk into the street, and you came around a corner with this big ass Cadillac, yo, and you almost hit him. So y'all had words. Y'all both talking shit. So George said, "Fuck it, I'll be right back." And then you said, "Motherfucker, I'll be right back." You know what I'm saying? Y'all both pulled off. He headed up the block towards 111, and you headed down the block. I don't know where you went.
To the Johnny Pump to get my shotgun from under my seat.
Oh, to the Johnny Plumb by the
Yeah, where I wash the cars at all the time.
hold on. The one on my side of the street or the one
Yeah, on my
oh, so
side,
you
on our
just went
side of the street.
you just went forward a little bit and then fucked around and went in reverse.
Yeah,
Oh man, it's crazy we can laugh about this shit now. So So being that y'all both stepped off, I said, fuck it, I'm gonna step off. So I ran upstairs and got my little 380 and shit. Now I look out the window, I see that big ass car sitting there out there. So I said, oh shit, this nigga did come back. So I go downstairs. Why you looking for me for? What you thought I had to do with that, yo?
I didn't know who had anything to do with it. All I know is some young guys was going to get some guns, and I'm trained to shoot first. Ask questions later.
I heard that. Cause yo, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't have no intentions on doing nothing. I just wanted to make sure I just had a gun on me for whatever reason. So of course I got downstairs first and you decided to fire on me. Shoot first. Well, thankfully it missed. And
Gratefully it did, but
yeah, and
but
thankfully
it grazed my buddy Cliff.
see and
He got some of the buckshot in the
oh,
stomach.
okay, so and I went to jail for that. So now you it's coming out, you know what I'm saying, that I didn't shoot him. Because those would have been 380 slugs in them, yo. You know what I mean? Yeah, I said, yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah, he rest in peace too
oh,
now because
rest,
he
yeah,
passed on too.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry to hear that. Yeah,
yeah,
man.
a while back.
Those were
That
some.
was Hassan's stepfather
Oh, okay. Wow.
from 202.
Oh, that was married to Marsha?
Yeah,
Wow.
Miss Cliff, that was his stepfather.
Yeah, so that thing ain't even really had nothing. So then while while you screeching off, George is coming back from 111 running. Rest in peace to him too. He passed away. George is
Wow.
coming from 111. He let off around 2 or 3 shots after I fired. He let off about
Yeah,
2 or 3 shots because
yeah.
he was cutting in front of 191 coming from 111. Well,
Right.
he
He was in
fired
the
off.
middle of the street when he was firing.
Yeah, man. I was like, damn, how and the whole moral to that is like in the hood, like how shit could go from 0 to 100 so quick over dumb shit.
Yeah.
So
Not,
then,
nothing,
huh?
nothing at all makes sense sometimes because we don't stop, think, and pause. That's something that we wasn't raised doing.
Right, right.
We were raised to react right away. And like you say, fortunately, nobody got injured, nobody got hurt.
By
But
squirrel.
Bridget's brother, yeah,
Yeah,
Bridget's brother,
yeah,
yeah, but that was toughening him up.
yep.
We didn't see it that way. We
Right,
didn't see that the big guys was holding us accountable. You know,
right.
a lot of times we do stuff and they jump on us, and we thought no, they was really holding us accountable, teaching us stuff that we should know. That when we get older, we can do the same to the next generation come up. So you got to tighten up these young guys sometimes. Let them know this is the law of the land here.
Yo,
You respect your elders,
yo, you know
no
what's
matter
crazy?
what. Huh?
What's crazy about that being that I'm into dogs, right? Yo, you got some females when they got puppies. Once they puppies get a certain age, they do the same thing. Start toughening them up for the, what they might face in the world, getting them
Right.
ready. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
especially but she do that to the whole litter. She don't just pick the boys from the females and just do it to the boys. She do it to all of them. You know what I'm saying? So you're
Yes.
right on that.
Yeah. Yeah. And we didn't know that. We didn't know that. And then going through my addiction there. I mean, I people used to figure out how is it that I was driving every drug dealer's car as an addict.
Yeah.
People trust you. I mean, come on, Roy Ratliff with his Mustang, and your
Boo boo.
brother, you,
Yeah.
Boo
Boo.
Boo.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah, I
there was
remember.
no.
Yeah, I remember. I remember one day. Not cutting you off. I remember one day going to the BMW store when I bought my car in Manhattan, in Midtown. I bought it there for uh, uh, a oil change and stuff. And when I took it to them, it came with an oil change, transmission flush, and I drove it back to Brooklyn. And then when I woke up later on that day to go outside and, I was going, I went up Grandma Duke crib and I went to go back downstairs. That shit wouldn't move. I'm like, damn. And you remember me calling you?
Yep,
What you said?
you ain't got no oil.
You ain't got no transmission fluid, yo. I'm like, what?
You
Yo, I'm
got no
back.
oil. They
Yo,
ain't put the pin in.
hold up. It's a record of y'all giving me a oil change and a transmission flush, and y'all don't So when they came and took my car, a new transmission for that car came to like 4,000, and they gonna tell me that it ain't under warranty because I drove the car with no oil. Yeah, I drove the car with no oil, but I
Y'all
just
gave
had it
it to me.
serviced. Y'all took the shit out. That shit was bone dry, huh, Horace?
Yeah, was no transmission fluid in it.
So the motherfuckers wound up when they through further investigation, they try to get me to pay that 40 something hundred. No, they had to fix that and take care of that and fire that
Yeah,
dude who had that mishap or whatever on my car because he took all the fluids out and ain't replaced them all.
yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. Howard said, "Man, this shit ain't got no damn fluid in it." But yo, what's some of the wildest stuff when you was battling your demons on with that you ever seen on that ninth floor go down?
Oh man, the ninth floor was let me put it like this: the ninth floor was really Atlantic City.
Atlantic City.
It
A
was
lot of
Atlantic City for us
right.
because we on the ninth floor is where we all got high, where we chopped up, where we cooked up, where we walked dogs, where we
Oh,
uh, engage in different types of sexual activities. And uh, I mean, it was like everybody said, let's go to the ninth floor.
yeah, but how how did like you said, walk dogs. Everybody that know me know I love the dogs. I always mess with the dogs. I had that big ass Neapolitan Mastiff Duke in there. How was he
Yeah.
in there? Because I didn't really get a chance to see him, like not be around it. Because when I'm in the crib, he gonna follow me. But yeah, I heard some stories of Duke used to hold that house down in there, huh? Like nobody, Patty had to worry about nothing.
No, she didn't have to worry about a thing because Duke knew me
Yeah,
because I walked him.
yeah.
He knew Tommy.